Right, what I'm going to do now is put the animated GIF, so this file here, into my web page. So just to show you again, in case you've been looking at something else in the meantime, that thing needs to go in this web page. Okay, so I have to turn this into a web page in order for that GIF to be placed in there. So what I'm going to do is just finish this off. Just for example's sake, I'm going to put like a place here for that animated GIF to go. Right, so what you're going to do is go and grab the 5th tool down, and you're going to grab the slice tool, and then you're just going to draw like or cut out an area where you want the image to go. Now you can keep an eye on the width and the height to approximately have it, you know, the size that you want. So I'm just going to leave it like that for now. So that's where my image is going to go. I'm going to right click and go to edit slice options, and I'm just going to change the name of this to home page. Or whatever, birds, I'll just call it that, birds GIF, just to make it super clear. And then the width and the height of the box you can actually adjust here. Now I made a 300 by 300 GIF, didn't I? So if you've done the same and then you've drawn your slice and you think, oh, 300 by 300 is a bit too big, then you can just always, you know, adjust it down to the size where you think. So if you think 300 by 300 is going to be too big, then just leave it as whatever you think is appropriate here. So look, the height is 249, so I'll just do the width 249 as well. So it's okay, that's okay, that can happen. There we go. So I'm just going to have it like that. Okay, so that's the area, that's my slice for where the GIF's going to go. Now I need to point out what Photoshop has done here. When you make a slice, basically you are saying this is a separate image. Then what it does, what Photoshop does, it says, okay, this is also a separate image, as is this and this and this whole area. So what it does, when you have cut out a jigsaw piece, it cuts out jigsaw pieces as well, so that everything is separated into like nice chunks. So it just does its best guess, and then those chunks are put together to make the actual web file when you view it in the browser. Okay, so just very quickly again then, I got the slice tool, I cut out an area, I right clicked and went to edit slice options, I named that particular image, because they're going to be called homepage 1, homepage 2, homepage 3, and you know it can get confusing. So I just renamed it to homepage birds GIF, because that's where I want my actual birds image, birds animated GIF to go. And you'll see why it's important to rename it in a few seconds. And then just make sure that the width and the height of the box is something appropriate for you. Okay, right, let me just go ahead and click OK. Go ahead and save the PSD file, so just save, and then we're going to go ahead and export or save for web. So we'll turn it into a HTML file. So save for web. Remember, when we're saving for web, we change it to JPEG, leave it as 100, go ahead and save. Make sure you are saving it in the correct folder. Make sure the format is HTML and images for the web page. Okay, that's very important. Give the file name an appropriate name. Obviously, this is a home page, so I'm going to leave it as home page. And then I'm going to go ahead and press save. And then it has now saved this as a web file, and I'll go and show you. So this was where I saved it. So here you go. There's that web page that I just created. This is the images folder it also created. So this is the passenger and that's its suitcase. You cannot separate these two, otherwise there's trouble. Otherwise it has nothing, literally it has nothing. When you open the page it will display nothing. This images folder contains, look, the separate images that make up the actual web page. So this file itself doesn't contain these images, it just references these images. Okay? Right, so let me go ahead and double click on this home page and you will see this appear. Okay, so remember it was around about this area that I sliced for my animated GIF. So we need to now go ahead and put that in. Here is my animated GIF. Okay, just bear that in mind. What you're going to do now is a little bit of HTML scripting. You're going to right click on home page, you're going to open with, and you're going to open in Notepad. This, as I was just explaining before, let me just make this a bit bigger so you can see. Let's take it up to 11, 12. No, that's all right. Right, this, as I said before, is a HTML page and it doesn't contain the images, it references the images. Okay, so for example, you can make sense of this. This is not difficult. Look, image source. So in this area, the image source is in a folder called images and it's called homepage 02 GIF. Okay, that's what the image is called. And then the other one is called birdsgif.jpg and another one is called that. Okay, so it's this one, remember, this is why I was saying it's important to name it so you can see it when you go into the code, when you go into the HTML script. What we want to do is tell it, oops, let me just put this down here. We want to tell it at this point, we don't want you to go into the images folder, which is here, and find homepage birdsgif.jpg, which is this thing, which is nothing, it's blank space. Look, it's blank space, it's nothing. We want this to actually be this, which is birds animated GIF. Okay, so I actually moved that animated GIF file into the same area where my homepage was going to be. So if I just go ahead and delete this here, just in between the speech marks, I'm going to delete that because I don't want to go into an images folder. I want to go directly to a file, and that file is called birds-animated-gif.gif. That's what my one's called. So let me just go ahead and do that. birds-animated-gif.gif. That's what it's called. If you're ever confused about what a file is, like what its name is and whatever, you can remember I showed you this in the other video. You right click it, you go to properties, and then you copy the file name from there, and then you can see the file extension here. Okay, I know it's confusing that it's got a GIF there and it's got a GIF there. You don't have to have GIF in the file name, but I just sometimes do that so it's very clear what a file is, so I can just grab it quickly. Okay, so let me just get rid of that, go back to this. So I have just renamed or given a new reference for this area for that image. So before it was just a blank white square. Before it was just this thing, but now I have changed it so it shows this. I know it looks like a white square, but we know it's not. It's an actual GIF. Yeah, so I've just changed it to that, and that's why I've put that there. Right, so all you simply do here is File, Save. That's it. You don't do anything else. So now go ahead and double click to see the changes. There we go. So there's your animated GIF. It's been placed in there. So that's how you would use slices to build or create a space for your animated GIF. Right. Okay, good luck.